Hello, 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 hello. Banana. Gone, gone. I love Super Monkey Ball. I've been playing this shit since I was a kid, all the way up until now. And I was obviously a huge advocate for new games to be made. I was hesitant when Banana Blitz HD got announced. I bought it in good faith and I thought it was aight. Beat it over Christmas, got my friend over to play challenge mode with me, and then we realised, oh wait, you can't fucking play challenge mode with friends. Well, whatever, it wasn't that great anyway. Regardless of its quality, Banana Blitz seemed to have sold well, and with public interest in the franchise sparking up again, we get the announcement of Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania in Nintendo's E3 2021 showcase. I was excited but skeptical. You see, Monkey Ball is fucking sacred. When you're remaking games that have as much prestige as Monkey Ball 1 and 2, you have to be mindful of so many things. These games aren't beloved because of the S&T memes. They aren't good because the idea of piloting a monkey and a ball through a golf course is hilarious and cute. They're good because of loads and loads of tiny little intricacies coming together to give the gameplay tremendous staying power. And all it takes is just one of those intricacies to be missing or implemented wrong for the whole thing to just fall apart. Now I know the title of this video is probably going to look a certain way, so let me just clear it up for the potential interested newbie. Banana Mania is good, for the most part. It is a well put together and faithful recreation of the originals. I'm not going to pretend it's some huge disaster case because stage tilt has been decreased by 0.09%, which means this speedrun trick isn't possible anymore. It's not irredeemable dogshit because this shade of green isn't as saturated as before. I'm not going to say the game doesn't have enough soul. However, I do have my gripes. I have one massive gripe, but I'll get to it. A lot of my smaller annoyances are more nitpicks and conjecture, but as someone who has clocked in more Monkey Ball hours than hours at my fucking job, it's not so easy to adjust. Like, I feel really delicate and precise movement is a lot harder to pull off now. It's not as easy to move in a straight line. Extremely thin rails don't do that weird gravitational pull that keeps you on. I really don't know what to call this. The camera is a bit lower and makes me constantly pan it over my monkey to try and see what's ahead of me, and you can't pause buffer anymore. I know a lot of people think that pause buffering is bitch made, but I'm employed. I don't have time to dedicate my day to perfecting my children's game skill to task-like levels so I can pull off crazy shit in real time. So that's a big one for me. It makes the game miles harder. Not that it even matters, because they got rid of live, so unless you care about the soon-to-be hacked leaderboards, I guess it's no big deal. But as you can see, the little things are starting to pile up. But I don't want to discredit the game either. The devs clearly have a lot of respect for the originals. It does feel like a ton of effort has gone into making this feel like an authentic Monkey Ball experience. Keep in mind, they didn't have to. They could have just given us a level pack for Banana Blitz HD, or just not made the game at all. There have been some tweaks and additions that I find beneficial. I know the camera is pretty divisive between people, but I personally like the added control you have over it. On some of the crazier levels where you get launched really high up, I used to have to keep my eyes glued to the minimap to try and land where I wanted to. Now I can just tilt the camera to see below me. Good change. And the jump. I know this is controversial among fucking idiots, but I think it's awesome. Not only is it optional, but it opens up a ton of alternate shortcuts and routes in levels I've played normally 100 times. Yes, it does break the fuck out of some levels, but come on. If you're clearly cheating the system, don't you personally have the restraint to not use it if you think it's wrong? I mean, it's not like the leaderboard isn't disabled if you have the jump on it or anything. Also, it's a double-edged sword. I was really interested by the fact that I started relying on it so much. So much that in the tenser moments, I would use it as a panic button and would often die because of it, even though I probably could have survived had I kept my cool and not used it. Striking a balance between choosing when I should and shouldn't use it was really engaging for me. It's also not as broken as you might think. Is when you jump, the camera tilts up a bit and obscures the ground for a split second, so you have to be really confident in your ability to judge where you're going to land in order to use it efficiently. When I first unlocked it, I often completely underestimated how far I was going to jump and had to get used to it. Also, jumping continuously makes you build up an insane amount of momentum really quickly, so you can't really spam it. I think it's an excellent addition to the game, and I was excited to see what my friend thought of it as well, but we'll get to that. So I think I've mostly covered the gameplay. There's so much to say, so many minor things I could mention, but this video would totally lose direction if I tried to go into absolutely everything. Bottom line is, unless you're an absolute Monkey Ball turbo artist, you should be happy enough with how it plays. When it got revealed, I was actually most worried about a completely different factor: the aesthetic. I've never been a fan of the current aesthetics the series has. It's all way too cartoony and generic. Fucking bullshit CBeebies, fucking Ryan's Toy World garbage. Has absolutely no personality, is what I'm trying to say. Industrial factory production line children's video game featuring monkeys Saturday morning cartoon type beat. What the fuck am I even saying? Look, I just don't like it. I hate the redesigns. I hate Mimi's 1,000-cock stare. I hate Baby's visor. Why does he have a backpack? What's in there? Maybe he has some bananas so that he doesn't starve to death. Cause he's in a ball, get it? Do you get it? So anyway, I've always loved the aesthetic of the old games. This probably sounds corny, but I love the trance, housey disco vibe of the soundtrack. The plastic looking texture on the characters as if they're little gachapon toys being rolled around a real environment. The realistic yet esoteric stage backgrounds that create a really comfy mood amid the chaotic tension of the arcade style gameplay. Look, I'm not even memeing, I would describe some of these locales as heavenly. Damn, that shit heavenly, bro. I'm ascending. I'm not even joking, they could have made a completely perfect one-to-one creation of the original game's controls and physics and everything, but if the levels look like this Playmobil shit, I would have thrown this game in the goddamn trash. But I was pleasantly surprised to find out that the backgrounds are, for the most part, unchanged and pretty faithful. Some even improved, like the amusement park stages. Sometimes I find the lighting a little too bright and saturated, sometimes it's a little too dull, but it's a good looking game overall. And I really can't complain considering I was so scared of the game looking like crap. And yes, some graphical effects don't look as good as their 20-year-old counterparts, but those cases are relatively few. It could have been a lot worse. Like I said, you can tell the devs had respect for the source material. And the original OST is still available to play, so this next point is kinda moot, but Jesus titty fucking Christ, the new soundtrack. But it's not really a big deal. The big deal is, and this is one of the things I was incredibly happy to see implemented, is the fact that the original character models are in the game. Finally, I don't have to try and meet this shitty Mimi halfway. I was so happy, man. I was like, I'm so happy. Thank you! Please include these costumes always! I don't want to try and get on with these new designs, man. I don't want to. Ai's okay. The rest, get out my house. Before I get into the main meat of my late epic big disappointment with the game, I just want to say that it kinda sucks that certain modes are gated off separately. The game doesn't have traditional beginner, advanced, and expert modes. There's just vanilla Monkey Ball 2 story mode, and Monkey Ball 1 and 2's different modes as they were originally, completely untouched. All the deluxe stages and extra modes are separate too. There's no mode that puts you through a gauntlet of every single stage in the game, which is pretty disappointing. I was really looking forward to something like that. Nor is there any original difficulty modes that mesh together easy, intermediate, and hard stages from all the different games they're being taken from. I'm probably wording this really poorly, but you should agree with me anyway. So I've talked about the gameplay, the aesthetics, what I like, what I don't, but there is one thing that has absolutely destroyed my hype for the game, and I hate to say that, honestly. It has completely disintegrated the prospect of this game having long-term replayability for me personally. Do you remember what I said at the start of the video? Beat it over Christmas, got my friend over to play challenge mode with me, and then we realised, oh wait, you can't fucking play challenge mode with friends. Well, whatever, it wasn't that great anyway. I thought it was pretty bizarre and backwards that Banana Blitz had no multiplayer challenge mode. In Monkey Ball 1, 2 and Deluxe you were always able to play challenge mode with up to 4 people, taking turns on each level. But I brushed it off because I wasn't that eager to replay Blitz's campaign. However, this is a trend that has carried on into Banana Mania. I had just finished my initial run of Monkey Ball 1 Expert Mode. I was just messing around with the game, seeing how everything was, and I was like, this seems pretty alright, gonna have my friend over tomorrow to play, see what he thinks. So I tried to do challenge mode with 2 players just so I knew where it was, but I couldn't find it. I flipped this game's menus upside down trying to find it, and then it hit me. There is no multiplayer challenge mode in this game, and my heart sank. So if you're uninitiated with Monkey Ball, you might be wondering what this means exactly and why it matters so much to me. Well, like I said, I've been playing Monkey Ball through all my life. Played it casually on my own a lot as a kid, but I didn't start playing it a bunch until around halfway through high school. Well, I'd start having my friends over all the time just to shoot the shit and play some video. And obviously when you hang out with your friends to play games a lot, the games you actually play will change with time as you get bored of certain ones and move on to new games. But Monkey Ball has constantly risen above the rest and maintained its slot on our roster throughout the years. Monkey Ball Deluxe in particular is probably the game that clocks in the most multiplayer playtime for me, ever. It has always been a solid choice to plug in when we didn't know what else to play. That and King of Fighters 13, that's neither here nor there. And I'm not talking about a short length of time either. We started popping Monkey Ball pills at 14. I'm almost 20 now. It's not the minigames we ever played though. I know a lot of people love them, like Monkey Target. I see people wanking over that every fucking day. And sure, they're harmless fun, but we always played challenge mode. Meet up with friends, play challenge mode together. Over and over and over and over. Why? Because Monkey Ball 1, 2 and Deluxe give you 5 continues before you game over. 3 lives per continue, so that's only 15 times you can die before you're unable to continue. The only way to get more chances was to get a 1-up, which requires you to collect 100 bananas. Bear in mind, some of these modes have up to 60 stages. Every time we played a certain difficulty, we'd get closer and closer to completing it, sometimes literally on the last life we have. Can you fathom the hype of completing Monkey Ball Deluxe Advanced mode, which is 70 stages long, on your single final life? Amazing. The absolute toughest modes to crack were Deluxe, Advanced and Monkey Ball 1 Expert. Some of my best memories related to video games period involve just playing these games to death, slowly but surely improving our technique in order to stand a better chance of clearing every stage. Let me put it this way, you know how people meet up with friends at the bar over a couple drinks, just to talk and catch up with each other? Well, my friends and I did that, but with Monkey Ball. The first couple stages would be nothing, clearing them perfectly from muscle memory. Then, when the difficulty curve started to go up, we'd pay closer attention, start collecting more bananas to try and nab an extra life. It escalated to the point where we'd get on good runs, get really far ahead without losing any lives, and enter hyper-focused states. Palms would get sweaty, your heart would be in your throat as those hard levels start to pile on. You know, every single one is a chance to lose a life, and you can't afford to lose lives. But this was no place for fear or nervousness. If you didn't believe you could make it, you weren't going to. You had to be confident in your ability to pilot a little gay monkey in a ball. If you were too nervous, you were just opening yourself up to making tons of stupid mistakes and losing lives as a consequence. Seriously, late game Monkey Ball is insanely fun to grind. 10 times more fun with a friend on the journey with you. When you finally clear that final stage within those 15 allotted lives, all those goddamn stages later, it's seriously a feeling like no other. It's like that feeling you get after you have sex. You know, the feeling like you can take on the entire world. It's pretty much like that, bro. I know you know what I'm talking about. Eh? Come on. You know, you play Monkey Ball, you know. But I can't do that anymore. There's no lives in Banana Mania. I can't do a gauntlet of every stage in the game with a limited amount of continues. I can't continue perfecting my gameplay little by little until I eventually manage it. And even if I could do that, I can only do it alone. I can submit my time to a leaderboard, but I can't do it with friends and drinks. See, I think Monkey Ball is a game best enjoyed with friends, and with Banana Mania's multiplayer functionality being limited to only the minigames, it really stings. I can't see myself playing this in a week's time. I'll just have completed everything, and then that's it. Which is exactly what happened with Banana Blitz. I thought the game was good, regardless of what everyone else was saying, but I thought it was a fine time. I beat the campaign, saw that there was no multiplayer, and just dipped. I was interested in playing more with my friends, but I couldn't, so I just haven't picked the game up since. So maybe you don't care about any of that. Maybe you never played challenge mode with friends. Maybe you don't care that it's not in the game anymore. And that's fine. I'm glad you're having fun with the game regardless to the fact. But for me personally, as much as I want to see the IP continue to grow and get new games, I can't say I'm going to look forward to any new installments to come if the main game isn't multiplayer. That's how I've always enjoyed Monkey Ball. With the bros. And whiskey. Look, there's no more Super Drunky Ball. That's basically it. That's the bottom line. That's the point of the video. Do you need more? See ya.